Hey everybody, I am so excited that you are joining me tonight on this Tuesday evening. Welcome, Mystical Souls. If you are new here, my name is Patricia Tate. I blend evolutionary, traditional, and Western astrology in order to help you connect more deeply with your soul's path. I'm so grateful for all of you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you would like to get in the queue tonight, usually there's a QR code, but there will be a link down below. It is a $40 PayPal. You need to include your exact date, time, and location of birth. I'm excited to talk about the full moon that we've just had and the sun conjunct Uranus. And we're going to also have Jupiter square the nodes right after. So a quick note, if you're looking for deeper insight, you can check out my website and schedule a private one-on-one consultation. And if you're ready to go deeper, definitely join me over on Patreon. You can join it for a 1-week free trial and see if it's a fit for you. I would love to share and exchange with you there. All right, so let's dive in and talk about what do the planets have in store for us. Let me pull up my first chart here. There we go. All right. Oh, and let me see who's in the queue. Hey, what is that? Tamzart, how are you? Thank you for being here. I greatly appreciate you showing up. Loving the emojis. I am not 100% sure where you're at, but I'm assuming with kangaroo and koala, it would either be your spirit animal or a location of where you're at. By the way, I would love to know everybody's sun, moon, rising, and if you're comfortable, your location. I am now back in the great state of Ohio, going to be here for a couple more weeks, and then I'm going to be heading to Connecticut for a week. And so, all right, so let's talk about this. We just had a full moon. The full moon was in Scorpio, so we had a lot of stuff going on here. Full moons bring endings, closures, culminations. They're deep, they're intense, they reveal things that are hidden in order for us to work through. See, the sun reveals things during the day. The full moon reveals what was once hidden. So we now have a clear picture and are able to move forward with things. The next major event that's going to be going on is going to be the Sun conjunct Uranus. This is going to be on the 17th. And so it's going to be in the sign of Taurus. The sun represents literally you. It is your mind, your body, your spirit, and it's where you shine. It's you evolving and growing. Uranus, on the other hand, Uranus is the cosmic disruptor. It is it's revolutionary. It's connection to science and technology and air. I always look at Uranus as pushing us out of our comfort zone in order to grow, change, and evolve. So when the sun conjuncts with Uranus, that is us literally looking at where do we have outdated views, ideas, and where do we need an area in our life to be revolutionized in order to kick up change? Because Taurus is an earth sign. It's grounded, it's solid, it's stable, it's reliable. It represents our money, our resources, but it takes like an earthquake in order for us to change or do something in that area. Now, the next thing that's going to happen literally the next day, and it's building, is I want to show you the square to the nodes. You can notice the red lines here that they are building. And so it's a T-square or a cross, where the north node is the direction in which we are going, the south node is where we are coming from. The goal in life is to balance these two areas of our life, and they rotate signs every 18 months. They're activated by the eclipses. And so when a planet squares it, that means it is forcing it to it's forcing it to be uncomfortable. It's inviting change. Jupiter is the planet of abundance. It's the largest planet in the universe, where all of the planets can literally fit inside of it. So Jupiter is here to expand, to have us connect with cross-cultural experiences, foreign people, places, and things. And so Jupiter in the sign of Gemini is diversifying our thoughts and our ideas. And it's saying, I'm going to challenge you to look at or illuminate the gap between what you have been taught to believe and what your soul is inspired to believe, where you feel a calling to move towards. And so Jupiter is saying, think outside the box. Because you've been told this doesn't mean it's true. And let's work on faith and hope and belief, because that's moving towards Pisces. And Virgo is always working with intellect. All right, so let me check who all is in the queue. Hey, Desktop Adventures. Oh, great. You are Catherine. Catherine, I am super excited. Your chart, let me pull your chart up. You are going to be first. By the way, if you are still living in that area, I'm going to be like in your area for about a week over Memorial Day. Love that space. Okay, so let me pull up your chart. Oh, for crying out loud. There we go. I got all excited because I was thinking about... There we go. So first I want to bring up a little bit about you, if you're comfortable about talking about that. So, Catherine, you are Saggy rising, and just some little things that I'm going to point out right away. Uranus at 0 degrees is an anaretic degree. It's a focal point that for you to be, think of it as newbie energy. I've never done this. I need to be pushed for expansion of thoughts, ideas, science, technology, communication, all of these things. You've never done it before. And at a 0, you are learning. Another anaretic degree is your moon at 29 degrees. I look at 29 degrees as literally, I look at it as a final exam lifetime of you've already done moon in Taurus, and you like things stable and reliable and concrete, and it's how you nurture and care for yourself, but you need to get it right in this lifetime. Now, another is you have this huge stellium in Libra, and then you've got, I'm going to say another in the sign of Cancer. Libra energy is this wanting to always have balance, always wanting everything to be fair and equitable. And it's in your 11th house of your dreams, hopes, wishes, and goals. And then having Sun and Mercury and your node in Cancer, it gives you this nurturing quality of how do I connect my head and my heart in the same space, because these are in a square to each other, and this is where my heart is leading me, but my head says I have to listen to all different sides of everything. All right, so like we could go on and on and on about your chart, but I do want to I want to talk about where you are going. Since you didn't ask any specific questions, I love that because it gives me the opportunity to like free roam around your chart. So let's take a look here. Let me move this over. And I want to bring up a bi-wheel. Now, when you look at this, you will notice that your information is still on the inside. So all of this is still you, but the outside of the wheel are where the planets are transiting right now. So what I focus on, or what catches my eye first, is you have the moon sitting on top of your Uranus, 1 degree. This is a quick, and I want to show you Uranus and the moon over here. This is not, it's kind of like, it's an opposition of sorts. You're going to be moving into a Uranus opposition. When is it? July. In July, when Uranus moves into the sign of Gemini. I believe it's July 7th. And it'll feel like a jolt of lightning. Uranus is going to be moving into your partnership sector. If the first house represents you and your identity, the 7th house represents you with everybody else. Personally, professionally, it's about who you collaborate with. A Uranus opposition, some people look at as a midlife crisis. I don't look at it in a negative sorts of a crisis, but it's a time in your life when you look at yourself and you look at where you're at and saying, what do I want that's more? It's when you're looking in the mirror at yourself and you're in the bathroom or in the rearview mirror of the car and always catching your eyes in the mirror. And you're literally looking into your soul and you're saying, I want more. I need more. How do I align myself in order to get that moving forward? Something has to be shaken up. Something has to change. Something has to evolve. Oppositions do that. They put you in these uncomfortable positions where life gets shook up. So know that this is going to be an opportunity. I don't look at it as all good or all bad. I look at it as every single time your chart presents you with something, it's an opportunity for growth and change. I do also want to talk about your nodes. So the nodes last October, they shifted into an area of your life of home and career. Usually when somebody has their south node at the top of their chart, it's an opportunity to leave a job or to shift up or change in some type of career. It's a rebalancing of home and career for you. Sometimes the north node at the bottom of your chart in your fourth house, over the next 18 months, it's Catherine, I'm looking to build a sustainable home, a foundation, either emotional or a physical foundation. It sometimes means a move or an expansion of your home. It means I need to rebalance these two areas of my life. Knowing all of this, you are going to have the Sun-Uranus conjunction. So know that this is a story for you that is building. I need to move towards a focus on me, Catherine, my mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being. Having the sun in your sixth house brings a huge focus on all of the ways in which you care for and nurture yourself. It is self-love. It is holistic health and alternative healing opportunities. It's mental, physical, spiritual well-being where we seek out a counselor, we seek out a mentor or a guide. It's also how do I balance my home and my career. Now, having Uranus here and knowing that this transit in this house, it's activating not only your moon but your Chiron wound. It's sitting on top of it. They call it a conjunction. It's like merging the energy of your moon is saying, I have been doing this for a very long time. I need to show up for myself before I show up for other people. Planets in the sixth house, they learn in this lifetime to care for themselves and not at the detriment, or they need to learn to care for themselves when they are, okay, how can I explain this? The sixth house is a form of slavery. When you show up for other people and it's not appreciated or not valued, your service becomes slavery. And so you, with the moon in Taurus, how can I show up for myself and show up for other people? And how is this reciprocal? How can I make sure that it's appreciated, it's valued, it's all of these things? Because your moon is where we need this to be met and cared for, or else we fall ill mentally, physically. It's about you taking care of you. The next thing that's going to happen, and so like this is a wake-up call. Make sure that you are focusing on you, self-care, balancing home, family, career, all these things in your life, and make sure that you're prioritizing joy, fun, and pleasure. When we talk about the square to the nodes, so now I'm going to try and full circle the whole story about the nodes. Because you're a Sagittarius rising, Jupiter is your chart ruler. It's always important for you to be following where is Jupiter and what is it doing. Jupiter has been expanding your partnership, your collaborations, that area of your life for the past 11 months. And so Jupiter stays in a sign for a year. Jupiter's going to move in June, but before it does, it's going to make one final square to your nodes. Now remember, the north node is the direction in which I need to be focused on heading. I need to be focused on Pisces, watery, intuitive, psychic, creating a stable home, family, living situation, my own personal life for you. And then the South Node is not at the detriment of working all the time, perfectionism, being of service to everybody else, my career, my job, my reputation, my legacy. The 10th house is also responsibilities that you either take upon yourself or for other people. And so Jupiter here is going to be this attention point that's going to challenge where you feel that you have destiny leading you, and where you are going to look at, well, this is what I've always been taught about how to show up for people, what I need to do, and what my soul needs, what my soul believes, and how do I balance those two areas of my life. It's literally a cross. Like if we look at this is a cross between who are you in relationships and partnerships with other people, how do you show up for them, especially the people, because it's at 23 and it will be at 25 when this happens. It will be sitting on top of your Venus. Your Venus in Gemini is wanting to collaborate, wanting to bring connections between, this could be business, personal, professional. It's you connecting, and that is the way that you show up in a space of love. And so I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. I'm going to check the queue just to make sure. Let's see. Okay, desktop adventures. Yes, I've been a stay-at-home mom and I want to start working finally. I absolutely love that. So if you look at that in a way of, I'm going to leave how I've been of service for other people and how I'm now going to reach out and find a career, find a job, find my place. Find my place. This is you, like finding your joy, your purpose. Alrighty. All right. All right. I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. And let me check. Hey, Beans. So glad you are here. And I did show Jake your picture. Oh, you had so much fun chatting. Oh, you wanted to poke your head in. I'm so glad that you were here. And all right. Until next time, Beans. All right. Hey, Mups. I'm so glad that you are here also. All right, desktop adventures. I'm hoping all of this makes sense. You have a lot of stuff going on. Let me add like one more thing to this. Remember that stellium that I told you about of all the planets in the sign of Libra for you? My charts are set up that they're color coded, that light blue is air, working well with light blue. And so we know that this isn't a harmonious aspect. This tension that you are feeling of stay, go, home, career, what do I do? How do I expand this? What does my soul need? I have fulfilled what I said I was going to do by being a stay-at-home mom. And now let's look at the second chapter, the next part of your life. And the way that you're going to do that is, well, the 11th house is your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals, and the people that you network with. So I would definitely look into who do you network with, who do you align with, because you've got Pluto here in a harmonious aspect. It's at 24 degrees. It is going to be supporting a transformation of such. All right. So, Catherine, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for being here. All right. Let me see who is next in the queue. Oh, Honey York. Yay. I am so glad. Hold on. Honey York. Let me pull up your information. I'm hoping that everybody is surviving that full moon that we just had. Like that was, I don't know. It was intense. It was deep. It was not the residual of it goes on for a few weeks, and so it'll be interesting to see how everybody is doing. All right, honey York, let me pull up a bi-wheel here. I love your chart. I always love your chart. Okay, all right, rough, lots of family turmoil. Oh, good Lord. I hear you. Yeah, and I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna start there with the full moon. So you had a full moon in your second house, and you had all of this going on like that. The sun was literally sitting on top of your north node. I need to go inward for healing with the people that I'm connected with, whether that means emotional boundaries or physical boundaries. Remember that the eighth house, it revolves around your personal and your private affairs, the people that you are bonded to in the most intimate way. And this could be family, this could be exes, it could be business partners, it could be significant others. This is the sun focusing on how can I transform, grow, change, heal, and evolve. First, I have to be able to reveal it, to see it, in order to say, this needs to be fixing. And is this about me or is this about them? And so that is going to be part of the story, because you are going to have your Sun Uranus conjunction. It's going to be at 27 degrees, and it's going to be sitting on top of your Mars. How do I initiate? What else do I want to cut, sever, remove? All of those things. Remember that the eighth house is the taboo topics, the hard discussions. This could be seeking out a counselor, seeking out a mentor, seeking out somebody that you can share this with. But this is also you looking and saying, maybe it's not me that's in the wrong here. Maybe it's them. And noticing that maybe you're the healthy one, and that you just need the healthy boundaries around them, whoever those people are in your life. I also want to bring up the Jupiter, and then I want to swing back around to partnerships, because you did bring up a question about. Remember that your chart ruler is Venus, now happy in your seventh house. You do have Neptune here. Neptune is bringing the dreams, the intuition, the connection, the want, the need, the desire. When Neptune is here, Neptune sees everybody as a potential friend or as a potential connection. It's not until Saturn comes into Aries, which that is going to be on the 24th. So literally, you're almost there. Saturn is finishing his final degrees, and you are getting past the hump of the Saturn return. The good news is Saturn is going to move on to a new area of your life, and it's going to say, all right, these are the things that I want. How do I initiate them? How do I go after them? How can I move forward with them? Saturn is only going to be there until, I think it's like September, October, and then it's going to retrograde. When Saturn moves into the sign of Aries, it'll take the energy of Neptune and Venus, and it will say, this is what I value in partnership. This is what I look for in partnership. This is how I want to be treated. This is how I want to be known. It's literally making a list and saying, how do I accomplish this? How do I go after this? Whether it be for business partners, significant others, or personal relationships. When Saturn retrogrades, it will have you taking a step back and looking over the people that you are in. Remember that the seventh house is everybody else that's around. If the first house is you, the seventh house is all of your one-on-one connections. Saturn says we have to redefine this area of your life. It's going to be here for like 2.5 years, and so it brings you the opportunity of not fly by the seat of your pants, meet somebody, those kind of connections. It wants quality connections of I see you, you see me. When Saturn moves into Aries, it will be methodical in what it looks for in all of your relationships. Just oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Les, for talking to me. Oh, honey York, I don't remember what you said. Hanging with a Leo, but he doesn't want to commit. Life is a blender. Okay, let's talk about positives and negatives of Leo. A Leo person who is, and depending on where their sun is in their chart, Leos are here to partially put themselves into the limelight and to have fun and play and joy. But there's also, how do I nurture? How do I care? How do I protect? Because they are very loyal. If they're vibrating high, they want to include everybody and they want to have fun and joy and do all of that. If they're not, then it becomes me, 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 me. What about me? Self-centered and unhealthy. The Leo part of your chart is your 11th house. If we were to put your chart and their chart together and they are a Leo sun, their sun would be in your 11th house of these are my hopes, my wishes, my dreams, my goals, and these are the things that I want to align with. Now, sometimes, and I don't believe in ultimatums, but I do believe in saying this is know my value, know my worth, and this is how I show up. And if it's not reciprocated, then I will extricate myself from the situation, the partnership, the relationship. Do I find it hard? Abso-friggin-lutely. Absolutely. I don't appreciate breadcrumbs. I don't appreciate, and you shouldn't take it, and you should not. You should not. This is about you knowing your value, knowing your worth, and if this is not meant to be, if you have the wrong people in your life, then it doesn't create space for the right people. All right, so I want one more thing that I want to share with you. You are going to have a square to the nodes. Now remember, you are also, this is at 25, this is at 25, and this will be at 25. You are looking, in this June, you are going to be having a Jupiter return. I absolutely love this. It's going to be the beginning of a new 12-year cycle about you being seen in the limelight, other people seeing you, reputation, legacy, all of that. Until then, this area of your life, oh fudge, hold on, I'm looking for a line. This area is in a difficult move forward, move to the back. The South Node in your 12th house is your worst fears. It's your personal unconscious. It's your dreams. It's your intuition. It's your psychic ability. And so it's where we go for rest and recovery. So knowing that you are being harder on yourself than anybody could be on you, it's about self-care, needing to make sure that you're putting aside enough time for self-care for you. Now, it opposes Chiron, your wound, and the North Node is sitting on top of it. It's literally like a bandage has been pulled back, exposing your worst fears, your wounds, your shadow self, your hidden, your afflictions. It's about, this is not what I want, and how do I move towards my wants, my needs, my desires. The North Node is about let go, let flow. It's about releasing of the energy and saying, I have to trust the universe and not always have a plan, and that the universe has a plan for me, and I need to work on healing myself and moving towards that. Now, having Jupiter in a square here, Jupiter is going to, it's like a crossroads. It's looking at destiny and the past. Jupiter in your 9th house brings you in contact or connection with other people. And so if not this person, I would look to connect to somebody who is not from your area, somebody who is maybe not familiar, somebody that you've taken a class with or a workshop or that you've met while traveling. The ninth house is about expanding your mind through connection through classes and workshops or publishing or legal matters. And so this square is going to push you to say, what does self-care look like? Does that mean maybe I should travel? Maybe I need to look at a retreat. Maybe I need to, I need more rest and recovery. Does that mean like a little mini staycation? Does that mean a spa day? That means you focusing on your internal wants, needs, desires, and a connection that you can focus on. It's about making this a daily practice, making self-care a daily practice for yourself, showing up for you before you show up for other people. Let me look around here. I know that everything is extremely intense right now. I literally know that you're feeling it. Like I'm looking at all of these clusters. And, oh, fudge. I'm looking at all the clusters and saying, this is intense. This is like, it's all intense. If you can look at it as, I'm going to go through hell so I can come up, and not look at it as a survivor, but look at it as, I am resilient. I am strong. I am a freaking, I'm not allowed to say other bad words, goddess. You are that woman. You have been through the depths. And so the phoenix rises from the ashes. That's what the Scorpio full moon was about. It's revealing the pain and the things that need to be healed and left behind in order for you to begin again. That is a chapter that you can now put away and start a new book. This is about you. I'm really hoping that you are working on all of these topics that have to do with how you bring joy and pleasure to yourself. Oh, you're so stressed out. No, not knowing what to do, or what if I did the wrong thing is the hard part. Oh, no. That would be the blame shame game on yourself. No, I don't believe that you are exactly where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Do not take ownership for somebody else's lessons or for what somebody else is going through. We can't heal somebody. We can't love them through something. We have to accept them with where they are. And if they're not where we are, we have to gravitate and take our energy elsewhere. Yeah, I'm hoping all of this. You have done nothing. You working on you is the best thing. And having a partner that wants to support you, that's the goal. If that's what you want, need, and desire, then that's what you should look for. And if this person who is a Leo cannot provide it, then they're not in the space for it. Don't ask someone to give you something that they don't have or that they don't want to give, because then it's false. And then it sets you up for failure later on. At least right now, you know where all of the cards are on the table and you're in charge of the next hand. What are you going to do with it? I'm sending you love, Honey York. Lots and lots of love as you transit this. Anything that goes on in the 8th house is always deep and rich, and it offers us these beautiful opportunities for growth and transformation. So you're moving towards it, like literally moving towards it. Sending you love, my friend. Sending you love. All right. All right, let me see. Hey, Peace Seeker. How are you? All right. Hey, Mups. Mups is in the house. All right. I thought I had yours saved. Yeah. And wait a minute. Don't you like yours on Placidus? I think you do. So I'm doing Placidus, if I remember correctly. So let's just talk about what is going on with you. Because it's been a while since we've had a chance to catch up and chit chat. All right, so I want to take us back to this full moon. And Lordy, it was like a doozy. So this full moon, ooh, was literally sitting here right on top of your Saturn. Yeah, yeah. So you know that this energy was deep. It's transformative. It's literally shedding or peeling back a layer. I'm looking at this as you have been the snake and you have gone through many ups and downs. And if we can go back to the last like job and said, okay, they don't value me, this is not where I was meant to be, and then get myself back on the wagon with money and resources and stability. And so that's what this next job provides. And when you were talking about going down memory lane, Scorpio is exactly that. It is going back to the depths of, remember, it's people who've passed on and it's the connection. And so I'm going to challenge you to think back when you thought about those people, when you connected with the one person who gave you the hug at the job, or just the reflections of what was the message that they were giving you. Is it thank you for being here, thank you for this connection, or a chapter in their book, their life, or is it going back on memory lane? And what is the purpose of going back down memory lane? I often look at when I catch myself going back on things like scrolling on Facebook or whatever, and it brings up memories. It reminds me that I am here to live today and move forward with the lessons that I've learned, and thanking those people for being part of my life, especially if if they're passed on. I spent some time doing that today also, and for me, they're still with me. They are a part of me, but they would want me to go on and grow and blossom and bloom. And they're wanting you to do the same thing. And so I want to add that layer on for you. I want to also bring up the Sun Uranus conjunction, because this is going to be intense. You're going to feel it. It's going to be, what date? It's going to be on the 17th. So if we're moving towards this week and knowing that literally you are going to be leaving tomorrow, I remember the message that you gave me. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm going to go find a car, and I won't give too many of the details. I love that you're going to go out there, you find it, and you're going to come back here, and it's going to fulfill something that is within you. Having the Sun conjunct Uranus, I don't know when it's going to get back here, but on the 17th, having the Sun, who you are, Uranus, this is about shocking revelations, shaking up all of your connections with other people. This can be with business partners. Like, I don't know if it's the person who will be bringing the vehicle back, clients, open enemies, exes, life partners. And so it will be a chance for you to look at all of your partnerships and say, which ones are viable, which ones stay, and which ones need to grow, change, and evolve. It's a revolution of this area of your life, and it's going to be in a it's in a harmonious aspect with your South Node and your North Node. It's literally saying, I, Mupsy, need more fun, more joy, more pleasure, more creativity in my life. I need to make this a daily habit. You're a great, fun person. You light up the room when you are near people, whether you're in person or texting or on the phone. You're bubbly. It's all of your personality. Having the Sun conjunct Uranus is saying, I need more of this, because my light lights up other people. And I think that when you connected with the other gal, I remember you telling me about, like the connection and the hug. What a beautiful moment and a memory for her. I mean, I'm sure it was like for both of you, but that is what you need more of. So you were there for a reason, a season. Like there's something that's going on with that. And now that you're digging yourself out of where you were financially, this is perfect. Now you can say, what do I want? I want fun and pleasure and excitement and creativity and intuitively to move towards it and to connect with other people that are doing this and to release the perfectionism of how you show up and being hard on yourself. I know that this can come off as I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Other people are further along than I am. You're exactly with where you're supposed to be, doing exactly with what you're supposed to be doing. There is no set book for anybody in anywhere that says this is how life should be. No, you are writing your own chapter, your own book, your where you're, how you show up, how you connect with others. And so Pisces is you wanting to connect with a tribe, connect with other people, and bring your light to them. And Virgo is I need to let go of the perfectionism of the finishing of the classes and the worksheet, the workshops, all of these things on a timely manner. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing at the pace that you're supposed to be doing it. I want to share with you one more about where is Jupiter? Jupiter and the nodes. Hold on, let me go back to the nodes because Jupiter is going to square the nodes, and it'll be close enough to your Venus. It's going to be like 3 degrees off, but it's going to be close enough that it's going to cause having this in your 8th house is you saying, I have this residual income coming in. How do I plan? Where do I invest? People, places, and things. Remember that the 8th house is the house of savings, retirement, debt, obligations, taxes, inheritances. The North Node in Pisces, we don't want it to wash away. The South Node in Virgo, how do I put enough away? How do I take what I have coming in to make things so that I am comfortable to do what I want, when I want, and how I want? It's building sustainability. Sitting on top of your Venus. In your 8th house is the house that of where you can invest, not just in people, places, and things, but it's having your money sit in some type of an investment. I would definitely be looking at where is your money going and what does that look like. I'm hoping that this is resonate. Let me see. I know you were so stressed. I'm so sorry. Maybe to release my repressed life. I am going to bring up it might be a tender topic regarding family, more specific, mother and father. Remember that the 8th house is the house of death, and it's how do I transform and heal after loss? How do I, Mupsy, Devin? How do I let go of the way that I was raised? How do I transform from that? How do I grow from that? When we look at our parents and the situation that we were in, oftentimes they did the best that they could, and other times it's they were here for us to learn a lesson from. And you learned some really hard lessons, and it's taken you a long time to get to where you are in a good spot. And are you ready to let go? I'm not saying that anybody has to forgive and forget, but I am saying look at it and say, I am resilient. I can grow from this. I can learn from this. I can create from this. And thank you for those lessons, because without those lessons, I wouldn't be the man that I am today. You are an amazing person. You are harder on yourself than anyone else ever could be. The way that you talk, the way that you show up, you are the gift. You are the gift of a friend, the connection. Don't be hard on yourself. Forgive yourself. I'm going to ask you to focus on forgiveness, because the 8th house is transformation and forgiveness, but forgiving yourself for not knowing what to do, forgiving yourself and saying, I beat myself up saying this is where I was supposed to be, and having money or having a job or having the finer things in life. It's who are you? You are this amazing man who shows up for other people. You're kind, you're giving, you're caring, and you're very funny, you're very intelligent. And so look to releasing and letting go. Remember that Virgo is very critical, letting go of the negative thoughts, the broken record that's in your head of I'm not worthy, the letting go of the goals that other people put upon you, and focusing on where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What do you want to make happen? There's no timeline on our chapters on our life. It's what we put upon ourselves. And so South Node in Virgo is let go of that perfectionism. Let go of what you think she put upon you, or what you felt that you missed out on. Understand the faults and say, and this is how I'm going to work with them. Everybody has difficulty and faults, and how do you take it and run with it and make it a talent? Because that's what Mupsy is. Mupsy is the coming from the heart and the connection. And so I'm hoping all of this makes sense. There's no one in your life right now, because I don't know how to have off. I'm encouraging you to focus on something fun, and remember that the 5th house is where do you want to grow, change, invest, where do you want to take a risk. It's about art, music, creativity. Find something that brings you pleasure and joy, and look into that. Let me look. Oh, okay. I'm gonna bring up one more thing. Pluto is nobody to mess with. Pluto sitting on top of your moon in retrograde is rehashing all of the things that have to do with mother and self-nurturing and self-care. And in the sign of Aquarius is going to remind you, I am not going to go down a traditional path. I need to be able to communicate this in a different way, in an alternative way. The 3rd house, I would encourage you to share your story. I know you've done it through books, but this could be through blogs or interviews, or anything that is sharing of your word that can be through the internet, through technology, like a podcast of some sorts. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense, because this is not easy. Knowing that that's part of your chart ruler it's a tough one. It just says nobody wants to have to deal with things that have our mother wound, our mother wound. All right, let me take a quick look around. And I am loving, okay, I do love all of this Aries and the Neptune. Okay, one more thing. You already have Neptune in your 5th house, because remember we're using your Placidus. And what do I want to go after? When Saturn is going to move into the sign of Aries, what day? Hold on the 24th. When Saturn does move into the sign of Aries, it will be bringing more structure to the idea of Neptune, remember, is blurry, foggy. I always say it's like beer goggles or rose-colored glasses. I think I want to do this. I'm too busy. I'm working on this. I'm going to class. I'm taking these workshops. All work and no play makes Mopsy not happy, not joyful. And so when Saturn goes into the sign of Aries, it will say, we need a little bit more structure in our life. We need to have some balance. We need to have a plan of scheduling in play. And so I'm encouraging you to do that. I'm really hoping that you find, get out a calendar and say, I need to find time for me to connect with my inner child. Remember, that's what the inner child is, connecting with children or connecting with your own inner child. And it will really help you get past the pain. All right. I am sending you all kinds of love, joy, hugs, because all of this is just, it's all rough. But the good part that comes from it is the growth. We set up our charts that we have these times, these moments of fun and pleasure, and then we have the squares and the oppositions. Those are the tension points that say, don't get too comfortable. It's time to grow. It's time to evolve. It's time to move on to the next step. We can't do this forever. And so you got this. I love this for you. I love this for you. All right. Thanks, Mops. So I want to say I appreciate everybody who showed up this evening. I am looking forward to connecting with you in another 2 weeks. I do have a live on my Patreon coming up this Sunday. The next live is going to be on the 27th. It'll be right after the full moon, and it'll be right after our Jupiter square the nodes and the Sun-Uranus conjunction. And so we are in this period of transition, and I'm hoping that all of you are going with the flow and allowing yourself to let go and release the need for perfectionism and focus on the need for self-care. Peacekeeper or peace seeker, sending you hugs. Thank you for being here. All right. Bye, guys.